I'd like to welcome you back again with our special guest, Sabrina Schench, who is the director of Trento DOC in Trentino. So welcome, Sabrina. It's great to have you here.
Hi, Lisa. Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting Trentodoc on your magazine.
Okay, so I'd like to get into it a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your role at Trento DOC, where you're from, how you got there, anything like that?
Yes, of course. As you correctly said, I am the director of Istituto Trentodoc. I work here since more or less 7 years. I have a degree in law, and I'm born here in Trentino. Then, of course, I went abroad for study, but then, you know, sometimes your country, your land calls you back. And I come again to begin to work with Trento DOC.
That's great. So I think, you know, we need to get into that a bit. Tell us a little bit what Trento DOC is. So us wine lovers, we do understand the term DOC, Denominazione Originale Controllata, pardon my really bad Italian, so you could say it better for me. So what is Trento DOC?
Okay. You said good, in the meaning that DOC means Denominazione di Origine Controllata, and I work for Trento DOC, which it is a trademark, a collective and territorial one, which belongs today to 57 producers. And of course, under the trademark, there is the denomination. So there is a Trento DOC, and if you are a producer of Trento DOC, you can ask to belong to the trademark.
Right. So there is a qualification process, right?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. And I work at the Istituto Trentodoc, which is in charge to promote the trademark. So we don't promote the single sellers, but the trademark for everybody in general.
Okay, that's great. That's good information then. So yes, there's a quality standard. So tell us a little bit about the Trento DOC mission.
Yeah, the aim of Trento DOC, when it was born in 2007, it was born to gain awareness and to let this sparkling wine more known, because we have a very long tradition in sparkling wine, and we are lucky because we have the mountain that gives us a lot of qualities at the wine, but the wine was not so well known. So the institution in Trentino, together with the producers, decided to give this trademark. Which kind of wine is it, Trento DOC? It is a sparkling with a double fermentation, one in the bottle and one at the origin to transform the grapes in wine. And it is worked with the classic method.
Yes, and
bubbles every time.
Yes, there's a method to the madness of bubbles, and the key is the double fermentation. And we'll make sure that when we publish the article, we'll put a link to your website that goes into that more depth. So let's talk then. Obviously, some of our readers and our editor, you know, our wine editor, makes sure that we're very educated about Italian wine. Let's talk to more of the wine savvy audience, because obviously bubbles aren't the same in different parts of Italy. So what distinguishes Trento DOC from other areas in Italy that produce sparkling wine?
Mostly the mountain, because we live in an autonomous province, and imagine that the 77% of the territory lies above 1,000 meters. That are, I think, 3,000 feet, something like that. That means that our region is made by mountain, and we have 3 different climates. We have the alpine climate, of course, coming from there. We have the Mediterranean, because we have a part of the bigger lake in Italy, and we have the continental in the middle of the region. But what is giving more savor, more quality to Trento DOC is for sure the mountain, because the freshness in the wine that allows also the wines to become very old and well old is coming from the mountain.
And I'm presuming that the vineyards then are at high altitude as well.
Yes, yes, of course. We go, I don't know in feet, but we go till 900 meters. And we have a big difference of temperature between day and night also for the mountain. Consider that here we have the Dolomites that are UNESCO heritage site. And so this is a very important point. Another one is the tradition, because as I was saying before, in Trentino, the tradition for classic method is the oldest one. We were the first DOC recognized for a classic method in Italy, and one of the first worldwide.
That's excellent. That's good to know. And definitely for anyone who's traveling to the region, the Dolomites is something that is spectacular and very unique to Italy, correct?
We are very lucky. And consider, Lisa, that in the last years, the tourism is exploding. The wine tourism too, but even in my region, we have about 6 million people coming visiting.
Wow, that's amazing. That's like a staggering number.
Consider that then we are only the 2% of the total wine in Italy, more or less. So it's we are honored.
Yeah, that's great. Well, talking about honors, congratulations. Trentodoc was just named by wine enthusiasts the 2020 Best Wine Region of the Year. So tell us a bit about this. That's very exciting news. How do you feel about it? How did your team feel about it, your producers?
Everybody is excited because we didn't expect it, this kind of award, and we spoke directly with the CEO of Wine Enthusiast because he was calling us, Adam Strum, and the reasons are about the dynamicity of the region, the diversity of the region, and the kind of territory that we have. So you can imagine, but it is really a good month for Trentodoc, because after the wine region of the year, at the Champagne and Sparkling Wine World Championship of Tom Stevenson, that he's a top wine critic for sparkling, we are the most awarded sparkling wine in Italy. We had like 52 medals, golden, and 25 in silver. And so it's, compared to the situation that everybody is living at the moment, we are happy.
No, that's fantastic. So many accolades, and obviously a lot of work goes into it. Trentodoc being the brand to make sure that that standard stays high and continues to get better, correct?
Yes, we have a lot of producers. They are very different one from the others, but I'm very proud of my producer, or not mine, but of the producers which I represent, because we talk, we take decisions together, and I have a very good board.
That's excellent. And yes, we'll make sure that everybody knows your website, but if you want to explore any of those 57 producers, especially us, you know, in the United States, sometimes we feel limited to the selection that we can get. But obviously, if you're going into Italy, you have really an opportunity to explore some of these other producers, some of the smaller producers, get to know the difference in the styles, correct?
Yes, and we have also an US project where we are present with our Trento docs. There we have there like 15 sellers, not a lot or not so many as we do in Italy. And we went to Miami too, to New York, several cities, and you can find some Trento doc in US.
Oh yeah, we can find it here, but I'm just saying, of the 57 producers, sometimes if you go into the area, you have an opportunity to maybe explore different wine styles or different producers that we might not necessarily get here as easy as it might
Yes,
be able to find.
correct. And from this year, we projected an app
Mm-hmm.
that you can find on every mobile to you can find.
Yeah, and
And
we're going to talk about that. So
yeah,
yes, getting into travel and tourism, obviously this has been a difficult year for everybody, especially the travel industry. Things have stopped, but we're very positive about 2021, and we know as soon as things. So the app is one of the many ways that you have continued to connect with the consumers. You know, the people who are even distributing wine or getting to know wine in the wine industry. So tell us a bit about the app, and I'll pull it up on my phone while you're talking.
yes, I was speaking about the app because maybe a newest tourist could be helped a lot by that, because there is a map, there are all the producers, and each producers is proposing a tiny itinerary around himself, around the sellers. So not the big things to do, but just to go to discover what's happening around the vineyards, which kind of small shops there are nearby, the small restaurant, and things like that. Moreover, it could be also useful from from home, because you have all the numbers and all the details of every single doc, Trento DOC.
Right. And you go into where to take tours, what's in the area, where to explore, the restaurants. So that's amazing. And let's talk a little bit about that. I think you go into not so much the recipes, but suggested pairings. And you're collaborating with area restaurants as well for this information, right?
Yes, of course, but at the moment we are developing the Christmas recipes.
Oh,
So yes, not recipes, in fact, but every producer is giving us the suggestions how to pair all their Trento docs, and we are publishing during these days, but not only during Christmas, but for during every year. You can find names of recipes to be paired at the perfect way.
and that's great opportunity, and I think that's something that we always try, those of us who are a bit wine savvy. I'm only a beginner, but you know, to me, bubbles are for 365 days of the year, not just an aperitif, but also great with food and for all occasions, correct?
Yes, and in Italy at the moment is well used the Trento DOC as a perfect matching during the meals. You can have Trento DOC with fish, you can have Trento DOC with the first dishes, with second, like with aperitivo, of course. We don't suggest with the dessert,
Right.
because for the dessert is very useful to use a Trento DOC with a higher percentage of sugar, like the demi-sec type.
Right. So there are the different, would you say generally it's mostly dry wine, but you do go into the demi-sec as well?
Yeah, because the most part of Trento DOC is brut, perfect for aperitivo or to eat
Yeah.
together. Then we have some demi-sec for the dessert.
Okay, that's good to know. So you already talked about 6 million visitors go into the area. So there's good outlook for 2021. Do you have any kind of personal recommendations of great places to explore in that area besides going to the wineries?
Yes, of course. I think if you are coming, and Lisa, we will wait for you too.
Okay.
Uh, you have to visit for sure the Dolomites,
Uh-huh.
to go in and feel really surrounded by the mountains, and then to the Garda Lake, because these are two places very fascinating. Then we have our important town, Trento,
Mhm.
and an old-fashioned city, but very modern. You have to come.
Oh, definitely. I can't wait. It's been too long without being able to travel, but we are being very patient.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the educational aspect of Trento Doc. You also have Istituto, and you also have a couple of very important events and associations and partnerships that help the educational aspect for maybe more people in the industry as well. Can you talk about those things?
Yes, about the two associations, they are the Sommelier Association in Italy
Mhm.
and the foreign one, the Institute of the Master of Wine, who leads in, who is based in London. We chose them because we believe they are doing a very high culture of wine worldwide. And educate the consumer. I think it's the only way in which today, in the modern days, we can approach the wine. It's important to understand the territory, the wine itself, why the producers is doing this kind of wine, and we are very, very happy with these two prestigious association, and we work during the year, all year long. Then two events that we do in our city, because the major part of our work is in Italy, in the whole country, I mean, and in US. But in our region, in Trentino, we are organizing Trento DOC, Bollicine sulla città, and Trento DOC al Castello. Trento DOC at the Castle is the Castle of Buonconsiglio, the castle of the city.
Okay.
It is never open, but the 2 days in which we organize the event, it's taking during the economic fest, that's an international festival of economics, of course, and we invite all the young people and all the people to have an aperitif with us, and they can find one wine of each and every producers. Then we have Trentodoc Bollicine sulla città, that's made for the final consumer, of course, at Palazzo Roccabruna, Enoteca Provinciale del Trentino, but also for the opinion leader, for people working in the system. And we have like 2,000 people of professional coming during those days.
That's excellent. That's great to know. And it's a huge industry in Italy. And obviously, it's not just the United States, it's worldwide. So much love and appreciation for Italian wine. So, yes, we're excited to learn more. And of course, the website and the app is helping matters. So, finally, let's talk about that. Just in case, for all of us who are just, patiently waiting for travel to again, but we can still connect with Trento DOC sparkling wine by participating in some of the online events you have. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yes, the name of the seminar is Trento DOC Time. It
Oh,
is, yes, it is an online seminar, and at the moment in Italy, but we are starting to present the format to the US market. This is for final consumer. You don't have to have the wine at home. If you have, okay, because it's good to understand and you can understand more what there is in a glass. But otherwise, you can follow our sommelier, our people that explaining what Trento DOC is and all the difference between them.
so definitely, we'll make sure once we are get our information online that we'll put a link where people can get that. And obviously, yes, it is great that you can just listen in, but if you can have a glass of one of these wines beside you, it just makes the experience so much richer.
Yeah, of course it is. You're right.
Yeah, so we hope for that and getting to know, like I said, the region more, the wines more. So that's fantastic. We're so happy to have you with us. So in closing, you need to explain to us, where do we find you? Where's the website? Where do we look on social media? Any other way you can think that we can get to know more about the Trento DOC sparkling wines?
Yeah, one word, that's Trento DOC. You can find the Trentodoc site in trentodoc.com. Then you go on Instagram and we are Trentodoc, Twitter, Trentodoc, Facebook, Trentodoc in US in that case. But we are very boring in this meaning. It's very easy.
Ah, well, not boring. It makes it easy, that's for sure. You know, and we don't have to think too hard. And I hope the same for the magazine. We do the same. If you're looking for us, it's www.liveinItalymag.com, and the same thing. The social media is Live in Italy Mag. So we've made it easier and not boring. With that said, and also, you know, I presume you're on YouTube, so make sure, you know, you go ahead and follow them and follow us, subscribe. And we hope to see you again in person very soon, right?
I hope to come to visit you. And in the meantime, I have to thank you and thank you to your readers. And I hope that we will see also your readers in Trento.
Excellent. It's good to see you, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.
Thank you so much.